Hello there, all you amazing people, and it's kind of spring here. You can see that by my illumination of one of my side faces. That sounds really weird, side faces. Anyway, this is a new series I kind of want to try and make where we look at the crazy nerds of the internet and make fun of them, because nerds, they're too glorified in the media, and the reality of nerds 99% of the time is that they're... well, let's look at it here. This is one that I heard people talk about out in the vastness of the internet and seen videos about a little bit, and it's like developers screaming in a park. You know, what's a bunch of game developers screaming in a park to protest the state of the industry? It feels hard to be here and pretend like everything is fine. Yeah, people, this is from PC Gamer. There'll be a link to the article down below. Some say that it was, like, depending on who you is writing it and who you ask and who you talk to and all of that, they say that I think it was only like 3% of them were gamers and other was like fans and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, even if you're not a developer, if you're just a gaming fan or a nerd and whatever the fuck it is, there's one thing we can all agree upon. Even I've been a gaming idiot for decades, and yeah, the gaming industry is fucked up. The gaming industry needs a lot of fucking help. It needs to be done like it was in the good olden day, where, you know, the game companies were run by gamers, you know, people that fucking love their game, and not by someone that has an MBA or what the fuck it's called in business and or economical management and stuff like that, because then it becomes all about the numbers and not the product. That's why we have a lot of microtransactions and blah blah blah. I can make like an hour-long video about that if you want to. However, that said, if you're frustrated about what's going on in the field you're working in, there are other ways you could go about this than basically, you know, acting like a toddler. I think it's the best way of saying it. If you are trying to protest against something, I have never in my fucking life or in history seen that gathering in a park like a fucking child that didn't get his lollipop and then screaming to the ether would help. I get frustration, we all have them. We'll go into that a little bit later. But nowhere on Earth is like a company CEO being like, oh, there's a bunch of crazy nerds screaming in a park because I'm making too much money. Let them scream, we can hire 5 other fucking developers. That's the problem here. There are too many people that are willing to work the jobs and because they think, oh, we can change it. They can. So here's how you change it, really. You stop working for them. I know it sounds crazy, but if they can't get anyone to work for them because of the practices in the industry, they are going to change them. It's kind of a really weird concept. If you don't like microtransaction in games, don't buy games with microtransaction. Because if you do, you may be angry about it. You may be, you know, frustrated, but you're telling them with your wallet that, yeah, I may be angry, I may be frustrated, but I support you anyway. Or you make your own fucking gaming company where you don't do those things. Those are like the easiest way of doing it. Yeah, you can also go out and protest, but you don't protest by fucking putting a pull-up diaper on and go into the fucking park and scream like a little toddler. There's some more pictures here. Like, come on, people. Like, is the world one big fucking man baby now? I don't know. Act as a fucking adult. This is how normal, well-adjusted adults deal with frustration. If you're a guy, you go to the local fucking shop, you buy a 6-pack, a bottle of fucking booze or something like that. You go home, you put on some fucking heavy metal, you go all fucking ass deep in the booze and or beer. You while you're locked in a room by yourself, by the way, don't do that in front of your kids and your wife and stuff like that. And you either play a game, watch a movie, you could even go to the gym and then do this also. Just don't take the beers and booze with you to the gym. And then in your head, you play out scenarios where you come into work and you punch the fucking management team in the face and pee on their fucking chest and take a dump on their desk. And you do all kind of crazy scenarios in your head how you are going to basically punch the living shit out of them. You get pissed, you go to bed, you wake up, and you are like a new, refreshed human being. All your anger is out of the way. You're ready to go to work again. You go up, you go into Bob's fucking, you know, that's the manager of your team. You shake his hand and you say, fucking nice to see you, while you're still dreaming about fucking him up in the face. That's kind of how guys deal with it. For the most part, they either do the drinking kind of thing here, or they go to the gym and then they go home and drink the living shit out of them. Girls, I'm not a girl, so I don't really know what to think, but this is how the people I know that are girls or women that do it. They go again to the shop, they buy their favorite ice cream, they go home, they shut all lights off, put on some candles, go under a blanket, they watch like a really, really sad movie. It's a little bit how they're also dealing with breakup, by the way. They eat the fucking ice cream. They have a really good long cry out. They could also just listen to music. And they have like a really long cry out. And they probably also are thinking about how they want to scratch the eyes out of Amy, the manager, and Bob, the manager, and going and, you know, put stink bombs into the CEO's office and stuff like that. They have their cry out. They get the frustration out of their body. They may scream a little bit. And then they go to work. They shake the manager's hands and say, nice to meet you. Do you want a cup of coffee? And blah, blah, blah. That's how well-adjusted people deal with that fucking shit. On and all, or they go and, you know, they start a company, they don't work for those kind of companies, etc., etc., etc. I personally have, you know, left jobs because of the working condition. It's a normal thing to do. You know, it's normal to say, I don't like how this industry is, or I don't like how this job is, or how the manager is handling this job, so I'm finding a new job. Trust me, there will be other games. There will be indie developers you can play games. You don't have to work for Blizzard and Activision and blah, blah, blah to then bitch and moan about their fucking games. This whole gaming nerds are so fucking stupid, if you ask me, because it's so easy to get gaming companies to stop doing all of those things. Stop buying their shit. Stop working for them. The working part, yeah, they could probably outsource it to like China or some fucking other place. But at least it's like if they can't get local workers to work for them, they will kind of wake up. You know, if you're not buying their shit, like EA could make, like, in your opinion, the best fucking game, but if you're against microtransaction and they fill microtransaction in, don't fucking buy the game. It's that fucking easy. That's the only way they are listening. And I know a lot of you guys and girls out there say, oh, well, I will buy the game, but I will not spend money on the microtransaction. Cool. All power to you. But you're still advocating for them to have the microtransaction because you're still buying the game. They're still getting a little bit of money out of you. You're just not becoming aware. But you could then introduce that game to some of your friends that then will go and buy the microtransactions. The biggest and best way is not to buy the game and don't pay microtransactions, is to stop playing the game altogether or buying those games. That's when they learn, because most gaming companies are run by people that have a degree in business economics. So if their numbers go down, if their shareholders don't get what they want, a good return, they will start to analyze what's going on. And then they ask their customers to probe the customer base, and if they see that it's because of microtransactions, poor fucking working condition, and blah, 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 they have to change that. Oh, nobody's buying our games. The nerds don't want our game. Why is that? Microtransactions, blah, 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 and we don't want to support a company that have these bad working conditions. Okay, oh fuck, we can't even fucking hire local developers anymore, or non-local developers, or remote developers. What's going on? Yeah, it's the working condition, blah, blah, blah. Then they will change. This man-child fucking thing standing in it looks like a really nice day, by the way. You know, outside in the sun, at least they're getting some fucking D-vitamin, and then scream up into the fucking cloud like an old man and think that will do anything other than probably make them feel better for like 10 minutes. Then they go home and they realize that a lot of fucking videos has been made about them, a lot of fucking articles have been made about them, and almost every normal person are looking at them like fucking children, toddlers. And now they will be ashamed and they may not even get a job anymore because, oh, did I not see you screaming in a park because you didn't, you know, get your will like a good little boy or girl? Come on, act like a fucking adult, you know, do the adult thing. Dude, come on, like, what the fuck is going on with you all? Like, I've never in my life could imagine this would be a thing. Anyway, see you all later. Have fun. Bye-bye.